Hey, everybody. We are back here live. This is PlayStation live from E3 2018. We're live from Los Angeles in the PlayStation booth, and we have a very special guest with us, two very special guests. We've got Mr. Justin Roiland.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
How are you today?
Very well.
Good. That's good.
I can't wait to talk some more with you. Perhaps you'll do one of your fun voices.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, let's just do a whole segment making them do the voices. Yeah, that'll be great.
and Tanya as well from Squanch Games.
Hello.
Very nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
And of course, Justin Massingo.
Yeah, whatever. I'm here.
Ooh, no.
The less popular Justin.
So let's talk about this trailer that came out last night at the big PlayStation showcase. This is for Trover Saves the Universe, and I thought it was hysterical. Bathtub Guy is like...
Oh, Bathtub Guy.
He's making the rounds.
He's a star.
Classic Bathtub Guy.
Now, can you confirm that he is an unlockable character in Trover Saves the Universe?
He's unlockable? You can play his Bathtub Guy? No. No, but he is a character you're going to meet along your epic journey through the cosmos. Bathtub Guy will be very helpful to you in your journey, yes.
Are you confirming that we're traveling through the cosmos and Trover Saves the Universe?
This is a big adventure you're going to be going on. You'll be using your telepod to travel the cosmos.
Yeah, the telepod, I played an early build of this game a while back, and I really like the mechanic of the telepod. It's a really clever way to solve the idea of movement in VR, because you're looking down, you are controlling the character directly with the thumbsticks, but you know, it's tough to be able to really move around a huge world to solve that problem without having to like force camera changes and all that. So the telepod, can you just tell us really quick, give us a rundown on how that works?
Well, there's two things. So the telepod is like more of almost like a circular elevator. You use that to travel to other planets.
Ah, okay.
That's like your car.
So in
the game. Mm-hmm. Then there's the warp nodes. That's probably what you're talking about.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a bunch of really clever game mechanics all kind of put together to enable the player to be able to explore these big worlds we've made.
Well, because in Trover Saves the Universe, you actually play as two characters.
Yeah.
You play as yourself, and then you also play as Trover.
As your partner, Trover.
Yeah.
Who's a chatty Cathy, that Trover. He's got a lot of things to say.
That's right. Real quick, I think we've got some footage here for those of you who maybe didn't see that showcase last night, so let's check it out now.
Footage.
Footage.
Sweet footage.
We'll see. There's Squanch Games.
Oh.
Off to a good start.
That delicious logo.
Okay, there's that bathtub guy.
Yeah.
So we're rolling that trailer from last night.
Not about Bathtub Guy.
Look at that guy.
So is this like a playable scenario in the game, or?
This is a location, let's say. Yeah, this is a location in the game.
And here we're seeing what the actual game looks like. Oh,
yeah,
just a blink of it.
This is a teaser trailer. We wanted to make sure we didn't give away too much.
Those adventure-y bits. Was this game created out of a desire to make a 3D platform? But I know that you're intensely interested in VR. Squanch Games has had a lot to do with VR. But is it just like, hey, we want to make like a slashy game? Like, is that where that came from?
Yeah, I wanted a really sticky, fun, platformer slash, action. But I love the combination of you being there with this little purple partner, Trover, and you're working together to figure things out and to progress. But then also because you're there, when you meet an NPC or another weird character in the world, they're talking directly to you.
Yeah.
And you can answer them, literally in the game. There's a lot going on in this game. Like a lot. But I mean, the North Star for us was really, once we had that foundation of really good, solid, sticky gameplay, it was like, okay, now we're going to build a house of comedy on top of it, and we're going to make fun of ourselves. We're going to make fun of, just game tropes and.
Yeah, give me an example of that, because I was kind of expecting that from this. Like, you're a huge gamer, and that's something I wanted to point out. You and I talked back at PlayStation Experience last year. You're a huge gamer. It's very clear. So what kinds of themes do you explore in Trover?
Jumping. No. I don't.
I mean, do you call out certain games or like mock certain games?
We try to keep it very much in its own universe. For the most part. Although we'll make comments and references, but they're they're masked as like an alien version of the thing we're talking about.
Okay.
So if we're gonna do a pop culture joke, it'll be sort of underneath a layer of weirdness. But it's more like really casting really funny people to do the voices, and then really loose, like having fun in the booth.
Yeah.
You know, outtakes for intakes, stuttering, messing up a line and using it, breaking character, because I might, or whoever's recording might like go completely off script and like make some bizarre thing up, and then we're all laughing at it.
That's some of the.
And then we use that in the game.
That's like, I mean, you've had that style of humor for a long time. I mean, that's one of my favorite shows. Rick and Morty definitely has a strong.
Like interdimensional cable. It's like, it's like that.
Is it a whole game of sort of interdimensional cable?
Kind of. I mean, interdimensional cable is like really out there. This game's really out there, but it's got the backbone of like a large narrative that's very followable. You understand what you're doing, where you need to go, why you're going there. The stakes are high within the context of the story. So you have all that as a nice foundational backbone, but then then it's just like, you know, a lot of interdimensional cable moments where it's like, you know, certain characters, bathtub guy, for example, or voodoo person, or I don't know. There's a ton of weird characters in the game that you meet along the way, and those are all really fun, loose. You know, we're just having fun with that stuff.
Yeah.
And
So
it's great. Yeah.
We've been waxing philosophical a lot about game design and all this, but can we like dive down a little bit and talk about the actual mechanics of the gameplay, or are we talking about that yet?
I mean, a little bit. I mean, the one thing I will say is, you know, it's fully playable on non-VR, so it's fully playable on PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
So you don't even need VR to play the game. And then there are going to be jokes in the non-VR version that are not in the VR version, which is kind of great. So anyone who's way into the game, if they want even more, I mean, you know, it's roughly the same. I mean, it's pretty much the same experience, but
that's interesting. But you've built flags in there depending on whether the player is playing on a flat screen or in VR. I assume like dialogue changes.
And I'm not Peter Molyneuxing us right now by saying that, right? I mean,
maybe a little.
Oh, okay. Well, no. I know that there. I know that
I mean,
there
you got
are
a
like
cube right there.
We have some funny mechanics that we had to do, or that we couldn't do in traditional, right? So we took that as an opportunity to make those into jokes.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's like it makes me excited for the traditional, regular PS4 version of the game, just because there's stuff that is absolutely hilarious.
Can I also address really quick how difficult it is to focus when I'm hearing your voice here and I'm also hearing your voice?
Oh, it's weird.
Coming from the trailer here.
Yeah.
Can we?
Oh man, what's going on? I hear my voice over there. Hey, what's up? I'm bathtub person. I mean, it's just like
Justin,
really hard to concentrate.
You are a big VR proponent. You're a huge Resident Evil 7 fan.
Loved it.
So good. We just had the Resident Evil 2 guys up here, by the way.
Oh, man.
No VR in that one, but just I thought you might like to know.
Oh, well, why not? No,
yeah.
I know.
Resident Evil 7, though, I know you love VR. So tell me a little bit about what you learned working with Crows on Accounting Plus that maybe you're sort of leveraging here into Trover.
I think that it was more, you know, a shared sensibility of opt-in moments. So it's like, you know, imagine you have a cutscene in a game, and a lot of games will sort of lock you in and force you to sit and listen to a character babble about whatever it is that's narratively important to the game. And I have a much more like let's let the player make that decision. If they want to sit and listen, this character might talk for 20 minutes. If they want to sit and listen to that character, they're more than welcome to. If they don't, it's not gonna, like, they can just go. Like, you know what I mean? We never force the player to do anything, and that was very much a high-level design philosophy in accounting, where it's like, let's record a ton of stuff, but if a player figures out how to get out of a room, they don't need to sit and listen to this stuff unless they, and maybe it's a second playthrough that they go in and they go, okay, I think this guy was talking about, like, I don't know what, I can't even think of an example, but he was starting to talk about something very weird that I kind of ran away from. So I'm going to go and play the game again, and I'm just going to sit and see where that goes on my second playthrough. And that's something that's very much in this game as well.
Yes.
But yeah, and you know, accounting is so different than this game, just in that you know, you don't have a third. Like Tanya said, this is like it's a first-person, third-person game.
Yes.
It's very weird. I don't think it's. I mean, I could be wrong, but I can't think of another game that's done that where it's like
You're like co-op with yourself.
Yeah, you're co-op with yourself. You're in the game as a first-person character.
Yeah.
But then there's a third-person character that you're also controlling, and it actually works really, really well. Like control-wise, it's actually really comfortable and not
Like too
overcomplicated
complicated.
or clumsy. It's actually really, really intuitive. Yeah.
You talked a bit about the dialogue. Does the team ever get a little bit sad thinking about all the dialogue that players are not going to hear because no one's? I mean, there are probably a few, but
no, everyone will hear everything. I mean, you know how it is now, with Twitch and stuff. It's like it'll eventually all be heard. If anything, we're sad thinking about like
The possibilities.
And like how can we? I
Get
want
everything.
more dialogue.
Yes.
I want to hide like what's stuff that people won't hear.
you should just secretly patch in more lines without telling anybody.
Yeah.
So the game itself was built to be very contextual. So we want the player to feel like they're like the star of this game as they're playing. And they're doing things with Trover that they're like, oh, you know, it's like typical gamer stuff. Like, I'm just jumping up over here and checking this out. And Trover will respond, like, in real time. He's like, why are you over here doing this thing? You should be over there. Like, we're not on track right now. We need to do something. You know what I mean? It's the game, we continue to build it that way. And that's Justin. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's a thing that I really want to push in VR is having characters that are very aware of you and what you're doing. I love that in VR, like, you know, and it's just in games in general. And it's nothing new, but it's something that I think is really important.
And you bring like a really special sort of lens to that, I think. I would love to talk for the next 45 minutes
do it
about
then,
this
guys.
game.
Let's go.
But unfortunately, we're on a tight schedule and we got to get going.
Samus! Oh, that's just Smash Brothers. I thought there was a new Metroid game. Sorry, I got excited.
Justin, Tanya,
Not on
always a
this
pleasure.
stage.
We are all looking forward to Trover Saves the Universe coming to PlayStation VR.
Absolutely.
And playable on PS4 as well. Stay with
Pick
us. Stay with us. We've got a lot more coming up, including a look at Neo 2.
PlayStation